Hi everybody! So this week was the American Horror Story Hotel season finale, and I feel like last week's episode would have made a much better season finale, but this one was still pretty decent. It was called Be Our Guest, which reminded me of Beauty and the Beast. Basically, the first half of the entire episode was Liz Taylor and Iris and their journeys in managing the hotel and their ambitions for it. Basically, they just want to make it a whole new hotel. They fixed all of the rooms pretty much, almost every floor. So they got new bedding, new carpeting, they got a new toilet, which is pretty cool. They just got a bunch of new stuff and made it a much more modern looking hotel, except the lobby and all of that was still pretty old school looking, so I don't think that they fixed anything in there. I think they kept that whole look to it. But yeah, they fixed the whole thing, and they were just trying to get more business for the hotel. They had, they had these two people come in. They did reviews for hotels and just travel reviews and all that stuff. And they showed them in the new room. Their hopes were to get some 4 stars reviews and all of that. And didn't really work out. The girl that was in the review, though, I'm pretty positive she was in Legally Blonde. So if you know for a fact or not, let me know in the comments, because it was kind of bugging me. So it doesn't really work out because Sally and Will Drake end up killing them, which is a problem. Iris and Liz are trying to get the hotel to have a new sort of appearance in all of that. They're trying to make some money. They're trying to make it like a nice hotel where people are going to want to stay. And if they keep killing all of the guests, then that's not really going to help matters. Now, is it? No. So Iris and Liz Taylor, they call a meeting with the ghosts, and they tell them basically stop fucking killing people. It's turning into a huge issue, and it's not going to help business, so stop it. Sally and Will Drake, they aren't really excited about that idea. They enjoy killing. They're pretty much the only two that actually actively kill. Then Mr. March pops up, and he's like, stop killing. I'm not into it anymore. Done. Stop it. Sally's not too excited. I guess she enjoys the killing. It makes her feel alive. And he also realizes that if people keep killing and, the guests, and they're not going to have any business, and the building is going to go down, and who the fuck knows what's going to happen to them after that happens. I mean, they, like Mr. March said, they could meet their maker, and I don't think that'd be a very good thing for them. They've all done some pretty shitty stuff, so I don't think any of them are going to end up in heaven, so meeting their maker couldn't really be a good idea, it couldn't be a good thing for them. So staying in the hotel is their best bet, and Mr. March realizes this. He tells Sally to obey him, and if she doesn't, then he's going to have her raped by the dildo guy. So I guess the dildo dude is Mr. March's doing. I don't know. I have actively been confused about the dildo guy, and I have yet to get any, legitimate answers. So, I guess that, like I've said before, I guess I'm just not going to get them. So, they all agree, fine, we'll stop killing, whatever. Iris, to kind of give Sally something to do, aside from killing, because she doesn't want her to kill anymore, Iris decides to give her a cell phone and free Wi-Fi. And Sally becomes a social media celebrity. She becomes really popular on social media, and I guess that is a cure for her desire to kill people. Iris's point was to give Sally a way to be in contact with the modern times. And it actually works. Sally gets distracted. She doesn't want to kill people anymore. She's happy. And it's given her something to do. And I guess now she's a social media celebrity in that world. Will Drake, Liz Taylor becomes the face of Will Drake's business, and which gives Drake something to do, and that is sketch. So, because the world doesn't know that Will Drake is dead, they think that he is just in hiding, or he's just missing. And so the business wasn't doing very good because nobody was there to come up with new ideas and new products and new designs and sketches and all that shit. And Liz Taylor just gives him an outlet. She becomes the face of Will Drake's fashion and all of that. Will Drake is sketching and he no longer has a desire to kill. Liz Taylor becomes a grandma, and her son has a daughter, and it's really, really sweet, and it's actually, it made me go, aww, so happy for her, and I just love the character. I thought that Liz Taylor, and you know what, Dennis O'Hare just totally just gave his all, and I am so happy. I think that Liz Taylor definitely was one of the characters that saved the season, and I love her. We are then told that Liz Taylor has cancer, prostate cancer, and it's sad. I actually got teary-eyed. I'm not gonna lie, I got really sad. In her final scene, she is basically telling all of the ghosts that she doesn't want to go through chemo, that she has cancer, and that she's ready to die. And she wants to die at the hotel so that she can be with everybody. The ghosts want to kill her because, as Mrs. Evers said, they all grew very fond of her, and she tells them that she doesn't want to go through chemo, she doesn't want to spend her final days, suffering and all of that, and she just wants it to be on her terms, and they go kill her, and the Countess pops up, and she basically just takes the reins and ends up killing Liz Taylor, which was actually really, really sweet. It was the first time that Liz had seen the Countess since she was killed, and, Liz was like, how did you know to come? And the Countess told her, she's like, you were my fondest creation, and she felt that it was her duty to be there for Liz while she transitions from a living being to a ghost, and it was really, really sweet, and I enjoyed watching it. It was sad. It was really sad, and it was a nice moment, but yeah, Liz died. Liz Taylor die, right? And we see her be reborn as a ghost, and Tristan pops up. Yay! It was so cute. It was sweet and romantic in a way. Liz was like, why didn't you ever come back and see me? And Tristan was like, you still had a lot of living to do, and I didn't want to come in between it. And then they kissed, and it was sweet and adorable, and I loved it. And that's when we fast forward to 2022. John is dead. Billie Jean, whatever her last name was, the psychic, the medium from season 1, she also did another little little appearance in another episode. I can't remember when, but it was a while ago. Anyway, so she's there, and I guess she does a shitload of little specials at the hotel because there's a lot of ghosts all over the place. I guess she's come back 3 or 4 times trying to contact John. Guess he's dead. And Iris is annoyed because all of their clients are, ghost chasers, and she doesn't really like that image for the hotel. So John takes it in his hands to rectify the situation. He tells Iris to call Billie over to the hotel and so that they can finally meet. And she does. Billie basically just asks him for his side of the story, and we get a flashback to, everything that happened before. I guess John was on the run, so basically, I guess they found out that he was the Ten Commandments killer. I would have loved to have seen how they found that all out, but I guess they don't want to show us that. So anyways, they're on the run. Him, Alex, Scarlett, they're all on the run and in a hotel. Alex and Holden are having a hard time feeding, and Scarlett's just sick and tired of being on the run. So she tells John, let's go back home. And by home, they mean the hotel, which they do. And Liz sends Scarlett to the same school that she sent Will Drake's son, and she goes away. I guess one night, John was on the hunt for food for Alex and Holden, and ends up getting confronted by police and shot up, and he dies at the hotel, like on the front steps of it. It was all pretty rushed, to be quite honest. So I kind of I thought they were going to make maybe the whole episode about how he gets caught and probably killed and all of that, but that is not the direction that they went. Billy and John are having the conversation, and she asks him, why do you come back every October 30th? And he goes on and tell her it's Devil's Night, and he tells her, if you ditch the camera crew, I will be happy to show you what that means. So she does, and she goes with him to Mr. March's room and is overwhelmed and shocked and introduced to all of the killers for Devil's Night. The Zodiac Killer, Eileen Wuornos, I can never pronounce her last name. What was the other one? Jeffrey Dahmer, and a few others. I really can't remember their names, but they're there, and she's overwhelmed and surprised and just like, what the fuck is happening? And pretty much they all threaten to kill her if she doesn't shut the fuck up and leave the hotel alone, and she's scared shitless, and she runs out of that hotel never to be seen again. And that's where that storyline ends. Next thing we know is John's falling asleep in the hotel room 64. Scarlett's there. She's a grown-up now, and pretty much that's it. He falls asleep in the bed with Alex and Holden while she's sitting in the chair, and then we go to the bar area where the Countess is sitting there. Some dude walks up, and she basically inquires as to what he's doing there, and he explains that it's Devil's Night, and, you know, he has some friends coming by, and she's like, no, you don't. And the episode ends with her holding his jaw, saying, you have a jawline for days, which is the exact same thing that she said to Donovan, who, by the way, made contact with Iris through Billie Jean in a different scene in the beginning of the episode, and he decided to tell her that he's in a very nice place and it smells like pancakes all the time. Isn't that sweet? Like, it was a weird episode. I really did not think it was like I said before, the last week's episode would have made a much, much better season finale. That's just what it is. I think. Personally, I strongly think last week's episode was to me, that was the season finale. This one was just kind of put together weird, and I just wasn't into it. But it was alright. I just felt like there were so many great characters that they deserved a much better ending. Like Mr. Marsh, he just kind of ended, his final scene was during Devil's Night threatening Billy. So that was kind of sad. It was kind of like, wow, what a great character, and you're just going to end it like that. But either way, it was a good season to me, I thought, and not the best season. I thought that it had I thought it had a lot of potential. It just wasn't really met well. I don't know. I just wish that it was done a little bit differently. There were some really great episodes, like the 10 Commandments Killer episode and the Devil's Night episode, one of the very best. It just wasn't very consistent, in my opinion, especially compared to the other previous seasons, which I thought were all very consistent, except for season 2. I still haven't even finished it. I was not very impressed with season 2. But this season is I'm going to say one of my favorites, only because I think that the really good episodes made up for the rest of the season. And although there's only like 2 or 3 good episodes, well, no, 2 or 3 great episodes, I feel like every other episode was at least good. So, all in all, I think that Mr. March and Liz Taylor, the characters, I think that they saved the season completely. Those are the 2 characters that had me hooked and that I cared the most about. I also was very impressed with Lady Gaga's acting. I thought that she was amazing as the Countess, and I do actually hope to see her again in another season. I would love to see her working with Jessica Lange. I can't wait to see her come back. I really am kind of saddened by the, what's her name? By the lack of Angela Bassett's character. I mean, I feel like she wasn't really in the season very much. Maybe here and there, but not nearly as much as she probably should have been. I think that Kathy Bates did a great job as Iris. Not the best character, but she did alright. I definitely think that Liz Taylor and Mr. March saved the season. Evan Peters as Mr. March was just beyond amazing. Mr. March is my favorite character in all of the seasons now, and it's definitely my favorite Evan Peters character and performance. He completely transformed, and it was just amazing to see. And then Dennis O'Hare just took Liz Taylor, the character, and just totally embraced her, and it was so impressive, and I loved it. Both of them I feel like both of them deserve every kind of award they can get. And I am so impressed with that. They far exceeded the writing. They far exceeded everything about it. Everything, they made the season to me. Both actors I watched for them. I watched to see how they were and to see their acting, and it was amazing. So, let me know in the comments what you thought about the episode, and maybe what kind of next season you would want it to be. I was kind of thinking a cruise ship idea would be pretty cool. To have them, like American Horror Story cruise ship, or, cruise, I don't know. But have it, based on a cruise ship. I think that'd be pretty interesting. Or maybe, a boarding school, but I kind of feel like that was a little bit like season 3, in Coven. But it would be cool to see, a boarding school setting. What else? Yeah, that's all I can really think of. I think the cruise ship idea would be pretty cool. So, let me know what you would want to see for next season. And, yeah. So, Big Brother's coming back. Game of Thrones is coming back. Bad Girls Club is coming. I'm going to start doing videos about that. And I'm really excited about Game of Thrones, so stay tuned, and I will see you guys next season. Bye!